So, what do you guys want to talk about?
You can call this the New World Order of Wrestling, brother. Put out the caution tape. Put out the orange cones. Acknowledge me.
Welcome to A Plus Wrestling here on KPHR Hamilton and on YouTube.com at Hutch Henry's, where your host is always. I am Boris Roberto Aguilar, and I am joined, as always, by Hutch Henry's. Hutch, how goes?
It goes pretty good, my friend. We've had a pretty solid week this week. The Demand Lucha show, Lucha Vacation. We had a whole bunch of people in for the CNE, for CCW for the next 2 weeks. And we had a lot of great people there. And Joey Janela and Marco Stunt tore the house down, like rejuvenated Marco Stunt. He's like, this is like, I needed this so bad. Like, this was the most deafening crowd I have ever had in this place. We're completely sold out. Luigi Primo came out like 3 or 4 in the Rumble. And man, like the freaking sound, I have never experienced this. And then again later on for the stunt match, like
that's awesome.
It's not off. I mean, our undercards are always great.
Yeah.
But it's not often that the undercard just like blows away the main event. And the main event was still a 5-man scramble with Gringo Loco. Like, multi-man was freaking nuts, you know?
Yeah.
So like, it was off the hook. And none of the, like, we went live for the first time in a long time on YouTube. And we're probably going to do YouTube and Twitch coming up. And then we'll move into IWTV again. Probably like Tri-Stream.
Yeah.
The triple, Try. They tried to get Try over for Triple H for that little while there. He was like, what's up, Try? But we're going to try with the stream. And yeah, man, it was pretty awesome. It does not do it justice. No matter, I haven't gotten the raw files yet, but it does not do it justice at all. And I'm going to have to remix this thing so you can feel what I felt. It's pretty awesome. But how are you feeling about all this action that's happening this week?
I'm feeling really good, man. It's been, we had last week off. I think both of us were busy. Just to end things off, to end the summer. Of course, I have like one of the biggest projects I've had in years for work. So that's been taking up a lot of my time.
I had a Lucha vacation.
And then you had a Lucha vacation, to say the least. But that's awesome, man. No, it's really good. It's really good. Just checking our sound levels, checking everything. Everything seems to be working here in KPHR Hamilton and YouTube.com at Hutch Henry's. Man, we have tons to talk about. WWE spent a few days here in Canada. They did a double recording this past Monday. AEW was in Scotland earlier today for Dynamite, on the road to AEW All In. Scott, on YouTube.com at Hutch Henry's. We do go live each and every Wednesday, typically speaking. I just had this weird moment. I'm like, what day is it actually? And I always forget, Scott, you're in Australia.
Yeah, wait, what did I sell out on? Like, I never put my stuff over. You always have to remind me at the end of the stream. And I'm like, we have a show.
I think he actually means like the house. You sold the house.
Oh, that's of course. Okay, good. I'm just like,
Christ.
I'm such a 90s kid. I'm like, I'm not a sellout, man. What are you talking about, bro? Book you. Grunge forever. Okay, no. I get it. I'm sorry. I just sometimes I'm always worried about what I'm gonna say, you know. All the women in my life, they're all like, you can't say that. I'm like, okay, mom, okay, honey, all right, daughter, like all this shit. All right, niece. Like, what do you mean I can't say that?
I know. Trust me. I know. People always say, like, how are you still on the air? But honestly, don't know. That's mind-boggling to me.
I like to think that we apologize right away. You know, we're aware.
Are we though?
It's not like if somebody's like, hey, you shouldn't say that. I'm like, oh, whatever. I'm always like, really? Okay, thank you, noted, and I apologize. You know, like, yeah, I try and put it in the Rolodex.
Yeah.
But we had a great Rolodex this week. So wait, that's starting on Thursday. That was my Thursday, was Demand Lucha, where we had like some crazy ass fun going on. Something you said about AEW there, I wanted to mention, but like them being in Glasgow is pretty awesome, because I think they've got Collision, which is probably its own show. Knowing them at this point, I feel like it's going to be its own. Yeah. And any of ththese British companies that are running, if they're smart, if they're running right now, they're going to get a lot of AEW stars showing up on these cards. So they're pretty lucky, you know. It's not a very big place. So Pretty awesome
Exactly.
stuff, man. I would be excited to be over there right now. And of course, all the podcasters, like the only reason we don't do as well, if we had British accents, everything would be great, right? Like I've already said, like we could literally, all those things that I just had to apologize for, if I had a British accent, none of it would matter because I'd be using different vernacular and it would be quaint. And everybody would be like, ah, he just really ripped me apart. And like my mom too, but it's all right. My upbringing, everything. He's right. You know what? He's right.
I hear you. It happens.
When I say something's trash or garbage, it's different than when somebody's like when they call it rubbish. It's just different. But they almost mean it more because they're mean.
Yeah,
but
I hear you.
Not to host your show for you, buddy, but my Thursday was Lucha Vacation, and we went straight into Toronto right here with boom, boom, boom with the SmackDown. And it was pretty much a one-match show. I mean, if you want to go through the show, you can, but CM Punk, Kevin Owens, baby. Tell me all about it.
Yeah, it was awesome, man, honestly. So I wasn't really planning to be in the crowd. It was a busy day. I knew I was already busy at work. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to relax. I'm going to do my thing. But and one of my friends, probably doesn't listen to the show because who the hell does? She had an extra ticket because she got broken up with just a few days prior. And she's like, hey, I have an extra ticket. I don't want to sell it. And do you want to come? I'm like, sure, why not? Really good seats. So thanks, Nikki. But, man, hot crowd. You know, Toronto crowds are typically really hot, really awesome, different from normal crowds. But for the past few years, I would say they've tamed. They haven't been the same, at least WWE crowds. But this past SmackDown crowd, I honestly have to say, it felt like a Toronto crowd. It felt like they were cheering and booing for who they wanted to. It also felt like they, to say the least, loved Kevin Owens and effing hated CM Punk. And CM Punk embraced it. He just embraced it. You can tell he was loving every second of it. And it really added to that main event. And
it means that he's over. Like he's doing his job, right? He's getting reactions.
Exactly.
And he's happy to not be over so that he can have Kevin be over. All right, as far as the ending of the match, like, did we want more? Did we want it to like mean more? Or are they at the point now where they're like old lovers and like, you know, like think about a married couple where it gets a little more and more physical, where like you literally can tell your wife literally to her face, oh, F off. And you might even be like you might even like push her out of the way or something like years. So they've gotten to the point now where, no, I disagree with you. It is worth a title belt to the face. Like you're just there's so much. What's the turn of phrase I'm looking for? Oh well, it exists.
There's stuff.
I want to say aggression.
Stuff.
The word aggression keeps coming up, but that's not the right word. But yeah, Scott, I know it's Glasgow. You can go it's Glasgow. You can go Glasgow. F yourself. You're right. Thank you very much. Damn. Like I want to say
that's
like
exactly what you want to do is tell our live listeners to go F themselves.
Why? We're like buddies now, right? I've seen him in person. I can picture him in my mind, which means like I can picture like if I don't know this person, I'd be nicer to them. So like this is a step up. I don't like interact aggressively with people I don't like.
No, I know. I'm joking.
Yeah. That's why I'm so mean to you all the time.
I know, right?
Anyways, having like this thing, like built this thing. So we hit him in the face. I kind of wanted more, yeah.
You know what? But at the same time, I don't know. I kind of felt like I don't know. I really actually didn't think if I wanted more or wanted less. I just knew that was going to be the eventual outcome of the match. And yeah. But it was fine.
Did they pull you in at all? Was there ever a moment where you were like, yes, Kevin Owens. I mean,
of course.
As per my Sami Zayn storyline, Kevin Owens winning and then Sami Zayn winning the Money in the Bank was my storyline, right? Because when I actually wrote this last year, I looked forward and I was like, hey, this is the first year that Money in the Bank is after SummerSlam. So here's what I think might kind of happen. And of course, my story was different in some of the aspects of it. But the bottom line of it was Owens beats Punk after Punk, is some great promos that were a little more along the line of instead of I hate you, it was more like you're not ready. And I'm freaking CM Punk, bro. And then Sammy wins Money in the Bank. And Kevin's like, yo, don't screw me, buddy. Like, come on, like, give me a break.
Yeah.
But hey, this was okay. It was good. All right, it's happening, right? And of course,
great match.
Who would
awesome
Kevin
match.
have gone against?
Only Sammy. Sammy's really the only option at this point.
Yeah, so like if he had won the title, it would have been him and Sammy. Like that's and they don't need the belt for that, right? They can Kevin can have a redemption at the end, or Sammy or however they play it. These guys are good at the emotional stuff. So yeah, Punk as champ is what you still want, right?
Yeah, exactly. But that title picture is really busy right now, right? You got Orton, you got Cody, you got Gunther, you got Sammy, you got Punk, you got Owens, you got so many people right now. So many people.
Yes. And over on the Raw side,
just throw Haku in there.
You got Haku in there. Over on the Raw side, you don't have much, right? So you're hoping that whoever returns, like if you get a McIntyre return, or who else could return, like you're hoping that any big names are going to go over there.
You would hope so. You would hope so.
You would hope so. I was like, ooh, the hoop so. Who's that? Is that a new so that I don't know about? Is it still a Fatu? Hello, Justin, and hello, Fat Cat. Hello, everybody.
Oh yeah, this weekend is Fan Expo. Keep forgetting.
This weekend is Fan Expo.
Am I doing it? Maybe Saturday. I
just released a short. It might be coming out like probably like 6 a.m. tomorrow. I did a short of like Inoki with the lineup of people at his Bombay event, Turn of the Century, where like he had a lineup of people, like hundreds of people all coming into there, and he would slap them all one by one. Like, I would give them the Inoki slap, right? So I did a little short of that. And then I made a short like juxtaposing the two, being like, hey, we need a booth, like a con booth where there's like a hologram or something. And I was like, dude, you need Kojima there. We need a booth where Kojima can give people machine gun chops. Like, like money. Okay. Whack. Money. Dad, click. The short's better than my explanation. Here we go. Kyoki's the worst name ever. Joe's here. Joe's in the house. What's up, guys? What does it mean again, Joe? It had like a meaning online. I heard a few guys talking about it, and nobody talked about what the actual meaning was. And isn't it? It's like a weird word.
Yeah.
Weird.
But that was Kyoki Hiromu. He is finally here. Made his official video debut. Actually, had I'm not sure if it was a dark match or a main event match on before Raw. It was like I heard it was one or the other as well. So that's funny. Actually, speaking of dark, and I know we're jumping a lot. Speaking of dark main event matches, so there was a main event match at during SmackDown. It was Matt Cardona and Kit Wilson, and the match went fine. But at some point, Matt Cardona falls, and you can tell that he says like F. He screams out F, and he starts really getting nut. Like you can tell that he's favoring his arm, and I'm like, oh no, I heard. I saw a tweet something about. And he put out a tweet today saying like it's broken or something like that. No, he tore his. It's torn, yeah, like whatever. Yeah. It's totally torn or something like that. I just like just a 1-line tweet that I saw in my feed notification, and I didn't actually click on it, so I wasn't sure what it was like. He's like, and then I saw another one that just was like, "Yo, bro, that's my wife." So then I was like, okay, Cardona's going through something today, so I'm not gonna click. Right. Yes, Kyoko. Okay, Justin. This is Hiromu Takahashi is Kyoko in the chat here. Justin is asking, and I think is it Kyoki? Sorry, I haven't heard them pronounce it yet. Funny enough, but Kyoki. I'm gonna say I don't know why I can't remember how Shinsuke said it when I was watching, but first of all, I don't think that Asuka is stupid when people first heard it. Myself, Fat Cat, who's also said that in the chat. But I also don't think like Kyoki is a bad name. And now that I'm saying it a few times, it does sound very like Kizarni. But dude, if anybody can like look at the guy, if he's gonna wear all the same freaking outfits and stuff, then and be like weird and be like, like why not? Let him be like he's gonna get over. Just watch. Within a few weeks, he's going to be super over. People are gonna love him because he is a batshit crazy.
Dude, WWE is going to sell those freaking cats, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just thinking if that's copyright for somewhere else.
Yes. Now, Fat Cat's also saying it's like Asuka, but that's the same shit like Shinsuke. It's not Shin, like, if you look at their names, they kind of like, that's kind of how you pronounce it. You don't always pronounce the U properly. So Asuka is like Shin, it's not Shinsuke, it's just Shinsuke. Asuka. Like they don't pronounce the U. Yeah, well, I mean, there's no U in Okada, but that Suki is never pronounced the U in that SUKE bit. That K like UK You never pronounce the U. At least it appears to me. And as you know, I've been delving into like a lot more Japanese translation stuff lately. So, yeah. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't know if did I ever tell you the shit stain story?
Nope.
Okay. It's like Shinsuke Nakamura is his name, right? Shinsuke Nakamura. And at about a year or two ago or so, maybe 3, back when Shinsuke was on a WrestleMania card, I was listening to Cornette a lot while like doing stuff in the kitchen. We were retiling, and over a good week or more, I was listening to a lot of Cornette at that time. I think it's because my girlfriend was helping out, and she was in and out and didn't care. And she doesn't hate Cornette because she finds him funny when he like rants and yells and screams. And he's like, you know, he's crass, but he's extremely left wing. And he's like, I don't know, she likes him. He goes off on tangents and laughs, and Cornette's acceptable. So I put it on. Long story here. Sorry. Get straight to it. You know, he's always calling Russo shit stain. So he mentions shit stain a lot more than you would think. And he just calls him that. And just like he has his names for everybody, right? Where he can, you know, if he Twinkle Toes, we all know he's talking about Omega and things like that. So I'm watching WrestleMania like within the week or two of this, and the announcer, like, it's not Justin Roberts, it's the other guy. And he's Shinsuke Nakamura. My girlfriend comes in and she's like looking, and she's like, oh, okay. So this is shit stain. She's like, okay, this is good. She thought it was shit stain Nakamura. And so she like came in, and she literally heard it and like came in and was all like, oh, I've been wondering who this shit stain was, because like, this guy's always talking so bad about. And I'm like, this is him, eh? Shit. And I'm like, wait, what are you talking about? And then I realized it was like, it's Shinsuke, not shit stain Nakamura. Honey, thanks for coming in. And thanks for tuning in here today on A Plus Wrestling.
Right. It's all right. It's all right. We've had worse. We've had a lot worse. But yeah, no, it's what else happened on
I should have said Fook, like with 2 O's, or that's too British. Anyways.
That's probably too British. What are you thinking of the Randy Orton Cody Rhodes feud?
I don't know. It doesn't seem why does it not seem interesting? Why does it seem played out? Like, what's the future for making Cody, like, us care about Cody? Okay, so Cody goes through this thing, and Cody's like, I'm gonna let you kill you, and he does his intense Cody thing, and maybe he gets through, and like, surprisingly, he's beating Randy at the end. They're all bloody, and he beats Randy, and he's like, Kingdom plays. I want it to be like, I started to sing Randy songs. I guess it's more catchy, but like in my head. So there he is. He's the winner. I heard somebody mentioning something about him going with Heyman or something like that. Imagine that. Imagine like this whole thing resets, and somehow Cody's with Heyman and goes like with the brown hair. Like, there's got to be like a major reset for this guy if you're going to turn him heel or do something. Because yeah, he is getting a bit played out, but also he's far more interested in getting out of wrestling while being. Yeah, I think he wants to like run WWE while also being like a movie star. Like, I don't know. He's going to Cena it up. He doesn't want to be a heel. Yep, but. He might also be wise enough to see that when the time finally does come to be heel, it should be far sooner than when they finally pulled the trigger with Cena. Right. But he might also be shy. He's like, look what happened with Cena here. You know, I don't want to be heel. But I guess let's get back on track. We did Friday. What happened Saturday? Some lucha. They got rid of.
We're still talking on SmackDown. Okay, what else happened on SmackDown? We got the Tongas, the MFTs against Damian Priest and R-Truth. They're teasing Damian Priest going heel quite a bit there. We got Trick Williams and Baron Corbin, with Lil Yachty still getting involved for some effing reason.
Dude, I like Yachty, but obviously Trick can't get beaten 3 times. Yachty's obviously going to make it through the 5 minutes, surprisingly. Most likely with the help of Trick, unless he's in like a shark cage or something ridiculous, or not allowed to be there. But we assume Yachty's not going to just get his butt kicked, and then Baron Corbin's going to walk out and be like, see y'all. Although there's your swerve, right? Russo. So basically, Yachty's going to make it through the 5 minutes, and then Trick's has to win the title, because you can't have Baron Corbin beat Trick Williams 3 times. I just don't think I don't think it's smart. You know, this is a New Japan. He's not. He can't just keep losing and then finally win, and everybody's like, "Yay, you are strong. You have beaten your master." So I think that's going to happen. I don't care about that. Lola Vice promo, right? So Lola Vice is coming, and you think Damian Priest is going to turn heel when his girl's coming? And plus, isn't he going to like win? He's probably going to win the North American title in AAA. Like, when I look at that tournament bracket, I'm like, that's who's winning. Like, they want to put it on him. They want WWE guys down there. Come on. Like, I don't understand. But at the same time, they obviously don't care about this brand because they shit all over Dominic. And they brought Bronco Nima up for this thing that happened on Monday, which we'll talk about in a bit. So had him, I think he lost his match, the challenge he made against somebody, and they kicked him out of the group, right? Because he's got to go back. He's got to go up to Raw, because it's just like in the Vince McMahon days. He's pulling people from wherever he wants for whatever reason, and they don't care about the storylines.
Pretty much.
So poor Mark. At least that's what I see happening. Triple A's lost all its steam, and Chad Gable's like boring as F now. Like, I hope Ethan Page takes it from him.
Right. At this point, he has to. The biggest problem with Chad Gable right now is that he hasn't faced a freaking heel. He's only facing all these faces, and it's like respect matches. You can only do that for so long.
Yeah, but he's come across like tight ass and boring and super corporate. Like all of his segments, it's the Chad Gable segment is the segment where he'll like pull out, freaking Polydent and be like, Polydent, blah, 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 or whatever, because we're all old people watching wrestling. That one's for you, fat cat. Penta versus Blanco versus Blanco. Who's Blanco?
Sorry,
in the chat, Joe said Blanco versus Penta. Who's Blanco? Don't know what that is. But yeah, Penta. It was Penta from day one, like 2 weeks ago on AAA, which means it was a taping. So even before that, he's challenging Roman Reigns and saying Roman Reigns, and like, wait, when I win the tournament, there's nobody else has had Bronco
Nima.
Bronco versus Penta. It was Bronco versus Penta, and Penta. That makes sense. So he lost to Penta, and then they kicked him out of the group. I'm assuming that's why. I actually didn't watch it. I've gotten off of AAA for a little while. Just got some things going on. I still like it though, and I hope the best for Mark. But obviously they've lost me now too. Right? Oh my God, poor AAA. They really needed that mass versus mass stuff going on. But yeah, freaking, I don't know. Well, what was I saying there? Yeah, so I think Damien's going to win it, and so I don't know if is he going to turn heel down there? I don't know. I don't know if they actually will turn him heel, but I guess he probably needs that. He's kind of boring as a face.
He really is. He's got nothing really going on. He's kind of just plain. He's playing as a face. That's the issue. Let's jump to Raw. What do you want to talk about from Raw?
Well, like I told you, I made some notes, right? So
I'm shocked.
Yes, you are shocked here. Let me find my notes from Raw. But yeah, like it was an okay Raw. It was definitely here in Toronto, so like I did notice that the crowd was hyped or whatnot. But I did enjoy LA Knight and Solo Sikoa, and the little meme you sent me as well. Like they're a good little pairing. I like Solo. I like the like Matrix stuff. Their banter was okay, but they've got a lot of shirts out already for this Pew Pew. Can you believe it? They've got like 3 or 4 Solo Sikoa Pew shirts. It's crazy.
I'm not shocked at all. WWE, they're gonna market it to the death, and then people are gonna hate Solo because he's boring.
All right, well, let's pull a Hutch here, and we're gonna go straight into talking about how they're doing like the Moneyball analytics, which is one of the reasons Dragunov wanted to leave. Dragunov's like, no, they're not pushing me because of like weird analytic number stuff. They're like changing how they approach people. And so obviously Solo's getting good analytics, good numbers, and he's got 3 shirts. Dragunov has no shirts and can't get on TV, and they're trying to cut his pay. And he's like, no, they're like, well, you're not a needle mover. You're not a numbers pull. And he's just like, you're not giving me the chance. There was no Gunther. There was no Sheamus. There was no matches where he was being led to shine, So yeah, I think
was U.S. champion and fought every week.
Yeah, like Sammy brought it back. When he beat Sammy, he kept it up really well. It was the only time that Carmelo Hayes seems to have been relevant in this company at all on the main roster is when he was working with Dragunov, and it was a good like backstage respect thing. Giving Dragunov that time to talk with his unique accent, but his still very good command of the English language. And he's like a Cody guy. He's gonna wear a really, really expensive suit with his tattoo sticking out, and you're gonna be like, all right, I guess you're cool. Like Yakuza. You're not. I guess I can take you home to my daughter. It's 2026, and he's like proving that he probably he could have been a big player, man. I feel like he was there to play the game. I think he might have a CM Punk mindset, and so it's the opposite of like Punk and AEW being like they don't run it like a business. Dragunov's there, and he's being like, they run it too much like an AI business. Like they're not. He disagrees with their business moves, and he sees his potential. And look, he got his injury, and then he comes back from the injury. And how long was he out for? A year, basically.
A year.
So, and how long since he's been back? Almost a year. So, did they waste 2 years now on him? He's back. He's ready to go. They waste another year. At least if you're in AEW and you're not on TV a lot, you're getting paid a whole bunch. You're not being approached to take a pay cut. So he's just like, fuck F this. I'm out. And plus AEW, I'm like assuming he's going to go there. I personally think he should or would show up in the gauntlet, even if it's a one-timer. They've had Jeff Cobb. They've had a lot of people do one-timers. He's a free agent right now. He should be showing up in that gauntlet and like having some fun. And then he can like chop Brock Lesnar and he can no-sell it and throw him out right away. And then that's it. We don't see Ilya Dragunov anymore. That's what happened to him in the Rumble, right? Fully embarrassed. Even if he moves on, they've got Grand Slam France in October, right? Mm-hmm. Like, that's a slam dunk for an Ilya Dragunov match against somebody important, against a Jay White, against the champion, against an Ospreay, I guess, whatever.
I honestly don't see him going there. I don't know why. I don't see him going there. I don't see him going there. I don't know why.
Well, okay, think about it. One of the big things he was talking about was like money. He was like what I've heard, t-shirts, money. They wanted to bring him down. He's not getting TV time. AEW is going to pay him money. And New Japan is bleeding stars because they don't have money right now. Yes, his style would work over there. I don't think MLW or New Japan or anybody is going to be able to pay him.
Yeah.
Well, you think TNA? What are you thinking?
I'm not thinking anything. I'm just saying AEW, no.
Well, then you must be thinking something. Where is he going if he's not going to AEW?
I'm just saying probably AEW, no. I just have this weird feeling that it won't be AEW. I don't know where he can go. He's going to probably work the indies for a while, milk money off of promoters for a few months, for a year.
I mean, if you think so. I mean, you got WXW for sure. They're going to want to have him over there. But, I mean, AEW is the facilitator of that. You can get your contract and you can still work indies and you can still do stuff. Look at Monet. Look at what she did in her time there. And like Tony Khan was really coy about it when he was asked at the last press conference. He was like, "Oh, well, I don't really follow the contract status of other people, but blah, blah, blah." The goddamn right you do. Like, look at your football career. You knew every time a guy freaking farted coming out of college. I'm sure he knows exactly what's going on with the contracts of his biggest competitor and the biggest wrestling company in the world. And
he just so happened to have Edge Copeland on TV the day after his contract expired.
Yeah, like right? Although Edge is a cut above Dragunov, but
no, I know.
Really,
but I'm just saying,
when you're on a personal level with these guys,
but no one knew when Edge's contract actually ran out. It just so happened to be the day before he debuted.
I think like missed opportunities. Who knows what's going on over there? I mean, the rumor that they're trying to bolster the tag team division right now, which is why you've got the MFT thing, which is why you've got trying to think of some other tag team rumors that I've heard recently going on, but you have heard that they're going to try and bolster the tag team division because they're getting good analytics on those matches. It's like the Moneyball thing is at least working for the tag team division, even though they just cut all these tag teams like a bunch of dummies. But hey, okay, let's get back to Raw itself. After what did you think of this opening segment? Pew pew.
I thought it was all right. I just think that it's getting very repetitive. It was 3-4 weeks of the same thing, basically.
Yeah, I guess so.
It was good.
No,
it was
no
good.
Roman here tonight.
Yeah, no Roman. And that's the thing. Like, it was good. It just didn't. It's not really pushing stuff forward. But I guess the whole point of the entire night was what happened at the main event, right? Like with Royce Keys and everyone.
Yeah, I guess so. And does that leads into Jacob, not being there and not reacting and his attitude. So
I think we're
people are going to call into question whether he's going to be with his Oakland boys or whether he's going to be with his Bloodline boys.
Yep.
Like that's pretty interesting. But we haven't if we can get straight to the main event if you want. But I think Vakira and Perez here. These are some of my notes. Here we go. Doesn't happen often. First match since Mania. Clunky at start. Raquel distract. Liv interfere. Becky run in. Lung blower. Okay, what do I think? I don't know why I was writing this stuff. I guess I was just having fun. But I remember the crowd was silent for this. This is Toronto crowd.
They were.
So
Ottawa.
There wasn't a lot going on.
Ottawa crowd.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Freaking sins suck. Okay, anyways.
Canada crowd on top of it.
Canada.
It's not even Ottawa. It's freaking Canada.
So there was a rematch announced for Liv on the next Raw in Alabama for September 7th against Vakir But you got Becky Lynch all involved, so I think we might be leading to something. It's a long way until Money in the Bank. I think it's not right around the corner. We got a long build here. Yeah, so like, geez, man. But yeah, you have all the backstage stuff with. I did enjoy Javon Evans coming out of nowhere and like blasting Dom and Ray, and then just being like, "Yeah, no problem, dude. I'm gonna go to the ring now, though." Like,
yeah,
I was like, okay, that was kind of cool. They got him over for me. Like the most predictable thing ever is the end of this tournament. But man, for somebody who's been watching Dragon Lee a long time, and even just recent on the AAA stuff in the first few weeks of the AAA show, that move where he goes through the ropes like a rocket and then just turns at the last minute, hits the guys, and they're usually sitting on top of the announce table. This is a regular move for him. And at Raw, they've got the extra distance, and he nails it with that speed. And bro, I think this is the first time that a large audience is like seeing this from him clean like that.
Yep.
And very impressive match. Everybody likes this stuff, but it's one of the few times that your luchadors don't feel like they're on slow-mo is when you get these guys in there, these guys that have worked together over and over and over and over. And Kyoki, Hiromu, and Dragon Lee have a long history of working together in CMML before he came back from his young boy trips.
Well, Dragon Lee broke his neck, so.
And Dragon Lee broke his neck in the Super Juniors tour, like when that weird move that he doesn't use anymore. It's like like the muscle buster, and then he like bridges back. Like every time he did it, I was always like,
right?
That looks
just
really
like you knew he was going to injure someone, and he ends up
and then he like breaks Hiromu's neck. Yeah, it was brutal.
And like the worst part about that injury was just the timing, because that's when Hiromu was like arguably as popular, if not more popular than Naito.
Yes. And like he was very, very hot there. But yeah, Phoenix against, they're going to do it. Phoenix against Penta, it's going to happen. But I think this is like the most predictable thing ever. These matches were good and all. Really, I just think all you did was bring up your AAA talent and squash them on TV for like the regular luchas that have been the chosen anointed ones. You're like, here's some of our goofy looking fodder with the freaking Power Rangers Alpha Scala outfit. Like, Jesus Christ, like what the hell was with that, buddy? His mask already, he doesn't have the horns, so like his mask doesn't look as cool as his dad's, and then even though it's based off of it completely, and then he like looked like a damn Power Ranger, like holy moly.
Which I think of Penta and La Parka.
A pretty standard fare,
just right?
Getting La Parka over, but once again, basically getting beaten. Weird stuff. I guess one thing I did like in AAA, whoever this mystery guy is that's attacking Psycho Clown like crazy, this seems vaguely interesting, I guess. We'll see what happens with that. But contract signing, Obafemi, I think Braun Breaker looked intense, sounded intense, small, like the odd little like LA Knight type of flub. And Obafemi just continues to impress. Like he outclassed him, man. You really are looking at the future here. This guy is impressive. I don't even think that's his accent. Like he's like doing all this while putting the accent on. Like it's crazy. I got something in my eye.
There was some weird like scripting there with Braun Breaker, like the whole "what have you done? Just beat Brock Lesnar." Like that's the whole fucking point. That's why we're here. That's why he's the next big thing. Like it's some of the story points are just a little weird on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, like is he the one? Like Justin here in the chat saying that Solo's the one. Maybe we might have there might be a good future for WWE here with guys like this. I think we are starting to build some good characters.
Dude, a year ago we were with the conversations that we were having was 2026 is a major year where they got to start focusing on the Javon Evans, the Braun Breakers, and they have been.
Yeah, is this 2003? Is this the rise of like Batista and Cena? Are we looking at like Mania being like Obafemi, Braun Breaker, Obafemi, like whoever like next guy is insert there, like our John Cena and our Obafemi taking the Batista position.
But legit question,
taking the two titles.
Is TKO's Moneyball going to interfere with these obvious things? Like they're looking at this from a very weird point of view, and it's like again. From what we see, from what we've picked up, from what we can see in terms of wrestlers coming and going, you got the Obafemis, you got the Braun Breakers who are super popular, but are they giving TKO the right numbers, right? Are they giving them the right metrics that will allow them to main event a WrestleMania, or are they just going to go with the familiar, which is Roman and CM, Roman and someone, Roman and whomever.
Well, as far as the upcoming Mania, I think it's all going to be freaking Saudis, man. Whatever the Saudis wants, they're going to get. We're going to get Brock Lesnar coming back in the corner of Obafemi or like supporting him. Like we're going to get a Brock Lesnar appearance. We're going to get freaking Goldberg. We're going to get everybody that wants a paycheck and that the Saudis want. So who knows? It'll probably be a very corporate WrestleMania. So maybe this year you might be right. We might be looking at still the Romans and whoever they think they can pull in, the Austins, the Punks,
the Rocks.
Yeah, hopefully we are going to move towards these guys. But, this conversation about who is the future is like, it's kind of freaking gauche.
They all are.
It's like, what the hell are you guys talking about? Like, this is like weird, ambiguous stuff. It's like when people talk about hate speech, I'm like, all right, well, define it. Like, there's so many weird, ambiguous things out there. I don't know why I went straight to hate speech, but like there's, and I feel like who is the future is like very ambiguous. It's like, well, let's wait and see.
Yeah.
The hell, who knows? Like, and he's right. I like the way he went with the groin injury. Unfortunately, he's a Steiner, and he still talks like a Steiner, and like Steiner, like he's intense, and he might say fun things.
The thing,
Braun Breaker hasn't gotten to the point where he's like relaxed and funny, where he's able to make fun of himself. He's still trying to take himself seriously and get ahead, right? Scott Steiner's promo, the math promo, happened well past his peak, and where he's just like having fun. It's like me on commentary at Demand Lucha. I've been doing this long enough that now I'm like, all right, I'm not taking myself seriously. I'm gonna have fun, and if you hate it, you hate it. There's enough indies out there taking themselves seriously, calling every move and being like, showing up in suits. Okay, like I'm having fun, and Braun Breaker's not there yet, so. All he has is his Steiner intensity. He's not like eloquent. And weirdly enough, like Obafemi is, man.
The thing about Braun Breaker at the end of the day, you said it. He's a Steiner. I don't know about you, but I'm always waiting for the other shoe to drop with him.
Yes, but I think they should have him win. I think they should continue to make him look weirdly desperate and angry and mad at Paul and like all this stuff. And
I agree.
Dude, imagine he freaking beats him, just like crushes him.
That's the thing. I think that regardless of what happens, Obafemi's going to be over. The people love Obafemi. So let's put a little polish on Braun Breaker, and the best way to do that is to give him a win over Obafemi.
Yeah, like it's a hell of a match. Braun's getting like cut off once in a while, big moves, everybody's surprised. But finally, when he like spears him through a freaking table or like does some weird shit, we just like crushes him, has a huge comeback move, cuts him off, smashes Obafemi, loses his mind, pulls up the freaking ring and the boards and like what all the stuff, and like smashes him again on some steel, like just wins him and is just like, like I won. And like stand over the body of Obafemi. Like now you've made something. And I like it like doesn't hurt Obafemi. It's weird to say that. But as long as you play it right, doesn't. It's like think of the SummerSlam where they lifted the ring with the tractor, nobody looked better or worse. It's not like afterwards you were like, oh, Roman's lost all his shine after getting like attacked by a freaking big machine. It's like if it's something on that level, but still physical, not an outside machine, but like that kind of thing where you're like, wow, he got destroyed, but he's gonna get his. Agreed. Like it wasn't his fault. It was extenuating circumstances, but man, Brock looked impressive. Like I'm sure they can do it.
We are talking the week that was and the week that will be in professional wrestling here on A Plus Wrestling, here on KPHR Hamilton and on YouTube.com at Hutch Henry's. I just realized where we put James Mitchell this week in our little background here on YouTube.
Yeah.
I just, in the middle of you talking, I'm like, oh, look at that. That's cute.
And hey, like Heyman could be the crux here, at the end where he's all like, you were right. I noticed that Heyman has been a big focal point here and they're leaning on him hard.
Is it too much? Is it too much?
It's only too much because Heyman seems to be almost showing his age. He doesn't seem as important. He doesn't seem as dangerous. I don't know. There's something about it, but I don't hate.
You know what? Here's the thing. Heyman's always going to be awesome. He's always going to be great, but he's for sure lost a little luster. And I almost feel it's like almost to the point where if he's not with a Roman or a Brock, he's not as important.
Mm-hmm. I think, you might be right. We'll see what happens, right? Like, who's the future for him? Imagine, like, we got to think 2 years from now, 3 years from now, imagine he's with
Javon
like
Evans.
Cody or Obafemi or something like that.
He just aligns himself with Javon Evans. That's it. Fuck it.
Well, speaking of Javon Evans, that technically is I think there might have been a segment or something, Fatu backstage things. But
Big Cass.
Javon Evans against Big Cass. Big Cass, we get to hear his interest music. The correct booking here. Obviously, Cass needs to win his first appearance, but I don't know, man. I feel like he's getting big showed. I don't know. This doesn't seem, I guess he is pure undercard, but it would have been nice for him to come back and like be a bigger deal.
Yeah.
But just to move on with the show here.
Move on from Javon Evans. Like you've beat him up, you've done your thing, and it also seems like Javon Evans has kind of moved on with the Dominic Mysterio, JD McDonough attack after the match. So what would you do next with Big Cass? Who's next in line?
Join the Judgment Day, man. He's got to join. Like that would be great. They need to bolster their male roster. They need to like freshen up the Judgment Day in some fashion. Cool. Like, dude, they're totally outnumbered by the broads, and they need to freshen it up. Him and JD, like, imagine like the same thing they're doing down there in AAA. Last time I actually watched, he was joining Oho to take over for Vikingo, who got hurt, and he's got Omos on his side. He needs himself a great big heater, and I think that would be great. And let me tell you, if he was to come down to Mexico or go around with these, that's something fresh. That's something good. And then
imagine Omos and Big Cass.
That's what I would do with him right now. I mean, what's he going to do? Walk around by himself? Could he join? Could he join the Oak Line? Could he join what we're going to talk about here at the end of the show?
He honestly needs something. He needs someone. He just feels boring on his own. He did back in 2018 without Enzo. He does now again. He's been the best when he's teamed up with someone.
Well, we'll see what happens. Dominic needs a reason to be arrogant again. Like he needs to be able to back it up. He's always best when he needs to be cocky. And he needs to, when he talks shit and backs it up, like wins the IC championship to thunderous freaking cheers and applause at Mania, like beats John Cena, goes on a run, wins the AAA Mega Championship. Like when he's pulling it off, it's good. He doesn't look that great when he's like not pulling it off. So like I wouldn't mind some wins for Dominic here. They don't even have to be in the ring, just like not getting your ass beat up.
General, he just can't look like a freaking dum-dum.
Because he's going to lose that title at Triple Mania. He's losing that title at Triple Mania, right? So like he needs some more. Speaking of like needing more and being a bit boring, Sol Ruca here. This whole angle is not doing it for me. I wouldn't mind seeing Lyra get a belt and go on some kind of run and flush out this character, especially if she's going to get all weirdly manic. I don't know.
She seems normal to me.
Yeah, I guess so. Like now we've got her and we've got Tatum Paxley on the other side, who's like, I don't know, I'm gonna need some of your blood. We'll see if Tatum does well. Now that I see it, like she seems small, like against like who was the girl she was feuding with in NXT? She's like a bigger. I'm trying to remember her name now. It's like right on the tip of my tongue. But the whole not Zarya, the blonde who's bigger and with who was with Sean, not Sean Strickland, freaking Sean Spears and that whole group.
Yeah,
that she was in.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, like whatever. So like now she's kind of like she's bigger than oh my god. Charlotte and Alexa. She's bigger than Alexa, which isn't hard, but even like she's not that much smaller than Charlotte. She's like kind of a big gal. I was like, oh damn, you're looking bigger here. So yeah, we'll see what happens there, but I think she's got it over Lyra. Lyra looks like she's putting on an act, whereas Tatum seems like almost genuine, like hi. Crazy.
Yeah.
But you already asked me about Penta and Parker, which was next. Penta over. I think we're looking at Penta over for the whole thing.
Of course.
We might be just looking at analytics to see if they can make Penta like a top star. Can we get this guy? Like, is he world championship material? How many t-shirts is he going to sell? How many segments is he going to keep eyes on it till commercial? Do people tune out? We'll see what happens. He looks cool. That entrance is too long and too involved. What the hell, man? I don't need the damn pinwheel.
Remember, they don't show it. They don't show it in the U.S. That's a Netflix Canada thing.
What, the entrance?
Yeah. Typically the full entrance is mainly shown here.
Really? All right. Yeah. Well, still too long.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think we had the next, if I have my notes here, I just have Gable and Paige. So they had their segment. There was rumors of a Paige Rusev tag team. And of course we've got the new Hiromu tag. That's going to be a tag team over there. But yeah, Judgment, like I was saying, Judgment Day is barely a faction. They need some more stuff over there. So I think big guy would be good. And Jey Uso, like leaning into his Jey Uso-isms. Like I feel like now that he's realized this isn't happening anymore, I'm done from the main event scene. He's leaning right into being Jey Uso. And then Jimmy's like,
Which is
good,
funny
it's
because
good.
when Jay doesn't care, when Jay isn't taking himself so serious, when Jay's just having fun, he's at his best.
Mm-hmm. Dude, we got 10 minutes left and we got a lot to talk about for All In. So I hope you don't mind going long here.
We got more than 10
We do.
minutes.
I mean, I'm looking at 10 minutes, I guess, because we started recording with our 7-minute intro. I forgot that, right? Oh. So what do you think about the OTM? I'm annoyed that they brought Bronco Nima up, although he does look impressive, and I'm glad these guys didn't go anywhere, but we'll see. What do you think?
OTM I personally think they work better together. I think that having Bronco in Perros del Mal was a little awkward. I think this works best for him. Having Royce Keys, kind of cool. A lot of people online and people who claim they are smarter than us said that it gave them a lot of Shield aura,
vibes.
Shield feeling, Shield vibes.
Yeah, or like Nexus-y type vibes.
Yeah.
Which is like, dude, that shit was like a long time ago. It was like 2010. It was like 17 years ago or some shit. 15 years ago. 2012. Oh, man.
Shield was 2012.
Yes. So that means Nexus was like 2010, 20 or like 09. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, it would like, I think the reason he was down there for Perros is like they were taking anybody that spoke Spanish. Like they were like, okay, you're in, you're down, right? So maybe it wasn't working out in some ways. Who knows? But yeah, like we'll see what happens here. Maybe War Games might not be a 6-on-6 or 5-on-5, 4-on-4. We'll see. Maybe you can get 3-on-3s, right?
Could be 3 teams, like, right? Yeah.
Yeah, like imagine Jacob left and joined Solo and Knight, and then you've got the Oak line. You got the 3 guys, OTM and freaking Royce and Hobbs. They called him Hobbs by accident quick, which is like,
oh, did you notice that? Okay, so you're right.
Because his last name is Hobson, right? His real last name?
Yeah. Corey called him Hobbs.
Backstage.
Everyone calls him Hobbs for sure. So Corey called him Hobbs once. Cole then said Royce Keys, Keys, right like 10 times straight.
But like, I've learned you really shouldn't swim against the stream. Like, oh, there you go, man. Perros del Mal, you're a freaking mark, bro. I mean, congratulations on your new t-shirt, bro. Go to AmericanPuro.com if you want some real shirts. AmericanPuro.com.
That's actually a sample.
Yeah, like, geez, I can't remember exactly what I was saying there. But yeah, maybe the 3-on-3 teams, and then Jacob moving over. And so you'd have like the 3 bloodline guys and all that stuff. Hobbs, they shouldn't swim against the stream, man. Like if they're calling him Hobbs backstage and his name was Hobbs, it's Hobbs, dude. Go. You should have like Hobbs is a better name than Royce Keys. Like I understand, I guess why they did it.
TKOsms with ownership and copyrights and metrics and all that bullshit.
Well, we're getting a flood of factions here, right? We got our Japanese guys and we've got our Tongans.
What was it?
And we got it all going on, man. So
Royal Rumble Survivor Series 96 Gang Wars.
I'd be down with getting a rest on the War Games for a couple of years, like make it special again. Like they're all starting to like bleed together, and then they'll double the women's War Games matches, and like, oh god,
yeah,
and
I think
we're split up Royal Rumble soon, so we get one on each night.
Yeah, fuck. Sorry,
that shit's gonna happen, buddy.
Oh, I'm surprised it hasn't, to be honest.
Yeah.
Right.
But hey, so like that match went nowhere, right? It was thrown out. So
exactly. The whole point of that match was literally to introduce the Oakland guys.
Yeah. That's
about it. AEW right, Dynamite.
AEW tonight. AEW Dynamite. What just happened?
Quickly. Yeah. Anything jump out at you? What you think of the whole Ospreay
jumped out Omega? At me was I'm proud that Jungle Boy Jack Perry has gotten to the point where he's like over and actually seems a star. Obviously, he's been bolstered by Tony Khan and they like him and he's friends with the Bucks and all that stuff. But like, he came back from it all, the scapegoat and all this stuff. It's just, I don't know, like being exiled to New Japan to get the heat down and whatnot. Good little main event match here. Really all you want to watch on this show is the 2 qualifying matches for the Cup, right? Mox and Claudio. I think it was pretty self-explanatory. Mox was probably going to win, but good match. These guys always beat the crap out of each other. McGuinness and O'Reilly, I think the crowd would have gone either way. O'Reilly could have won and they would have popped hard. But, McGuinness, I think, is going to win the belt and the cup and like at All In, take on Moxley. And those were some decent matches. And it's really the only thing you needed to watch. Yeah. The only other things were like promos, Will doing his promo at the beginning. And they played the package at the end.
This was a safe go-home show. And I'm okay with safe go-home shows when it's right beside your biggest show of the year. You don't want to go all out. Get it? See what I did there?
Yes, I saw what you did there. I don't know, I guess it was nice to see Persephone beat what's her face, Maya World, and beat her with her finishing move there. It's about time because they've been just shitting all over these other belt holders. You would never do this stuff. Sorry about the words, man. They're KPHR guys. I'm sorry. I'll try it again in the future. I was good for a while.
But you were great last week.
They poop on other champions. It's weird. I don't know what to say. Who did he beat before O'Reilly McGinnis? It was somebody with a belt, wasn't it?
It was Hechicero.
There you go, man. So you've got basically a retired guy who's been feigning an ankle injury, and he beats the CMML world champ, and now it's just. And then Persephone, looking like a fool 2 weeks in a row or whatnot, until now finally getting a win here in a trios match, and she'll probably end up losing her. I don't know if it's announced, but I believe she's going to probably face Maya World here, if not on some kind of match coming up soon. But I would think it would be on at least the buy-in or whatever they call them. I think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And also weird how the Young Bucks and Copeland were together, but Christian doesn't want to team with them, doing his heel persona, which I kind of like. It's kind of fresh, the tag team best friends where one's a good guy, one's a bad guy.
I like that dynamic, but the dynamic with the four of them is just awkward. I just feel like there's no story almost. The story is just, we have a match. Let's just get to the match, which is fine. Just, I don't know. It feels so anticlimactic.
Yeah. And the Callis family, it's just there's so many of them. It's weird, I don't know. You can't put Rocky Romero in there and expect anybody to it's I don't know. They have levels of guys,
about him. Yeah. All right, let's just jump to AEW All In, which is happening this Sunday with a slew of WWE shows and whatnot, but we are focusing here on AEW All In. Currently, as of right now, as of time of recording, there's 9 matches announced. Let us jump through the card. We got the singles match for the AEW Women's World Championship, Willow Nightingale versus Mercedes Moné.
I'm okay with it now. I was upset about the Tekla thing at first. I think they've done a half decent job, maybe even the best job of building this match in some ways. Yeah, in a lot of ways, and a lot of the backstage attacks, constantly, it's been pretty good. And when I first mentioned that Tekla might have gotten in trouble for her commentary stuff, I was almost mentioning it off the cuff, but man, she really has been AWOL, completely gone. They don't mention her at all. Whoa, she might have gotten.
It's the fact that they don't mention her. It's the fact that they she's disappeared. Unless this is the point in.
They gave her the finger wag.
Maybe unless I don't know. Maybe they want to put the focus on Monet and Nightingale, but the fact that they're not even mentioning Tekla is weird.
Yeah, but okay. Who do you think's? I don't know. I'd be okay with Monet losing again and going Monet on a more frustrated storyline. Yeah, because she's been kind of a S word throughout this build, and attacking her from behind all the time. It'd be nice for her to get her comeuppance and not just get cheered. I won. So I think Monet's when she first came in, we all thought she was arrogant, but now I think she's just playing the game. She's having fun. She's it's way more fun losing. I'm already rich. This is all a game. It's she's on the Mandalorian, right? So she's just it's all TV. Let's just go. I'll lose.
Some people don't want to be champs because being a champ it just means you have to work harder than everyone else in the sense of TV appearances and whatever and interviews and meet and greets and this and that. Some people just don't have the time for that.
Yeah, but think about Scott Hall in WCW. He would lose. He'd slip on a banana peel and lose so often, right? And some guy being and you're taking on Scott Hall tonight. It's well, that was a big deal for Jericho or for this guy or for the Lightning Kid or whatever. And so many times, if you go back through the archives of Nitro and all these shows, Thunder especially, Scott Hall would come out and he would lose to somebody slipping on a banana peel and make a big deal out of it. Yeah, man. I think she's going to have some fun here. So we'll see. I don't know. Once again, with AEW, it's either super obvious or you don't know. And with this match,
I'm going with Willow. Let's go with Willow. Boom. Locked in.
the obvious is Monet, but the truth is I don't know. And like, who knows? So yeah, I'm locked into I don't know.
Tag team match for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. Cage and Cope versus the Young Bucks.
I don't know. I think it was probably going to be Young Bucks so that they can probably work with Daybreak, New Day, New Dawn, whatever, or whoever's coming up and through,
New
or
people?
the Motor City Machine Guns, who they've also gone completely. They're hanging out with Tekla.
Forgot
They're
that they
all
were
like
signed.
Yeah.
You know what's
they're all
crazy?
hanging out
Okay,
together.
You know what's
like,
actually crazy? To think that, okay, if you look at the month, under a month, let's just say a month, that the Motor City Machine Guns have been signed versus their first month in WWE. Their first month in WWE, they were already tag team champs and they beat the Bloodline.
Yeah. It could be something as simple as like, hey,
hold on. And I'm not saying that WWE did better with them. I'm just saying that it's the comparison is interesting to see. All I'm saying.
But I always like to think there's reasons for everything, especially like having promoted shows for so many years. Like I know why things like this happen. So like same thing that happened with Monet and her injury. Basically, like these guys are signed, and it's all like, hey, I like kind of like tore my Achilles tendon, or I've strained this while training or working out or whatever. Tony, it's like, well, we're going to be in Detroit in 2 weeks, so you guys should come out at least, get your ovation, do whatever. And like, but then we'll wait till after All In. We'll see how you do it. It's like, thanks so much, dude. It's okay.
The other thing is,
it could be something as simple as that. They were
they're just waiting because they have nothing for All In, right? So it's like, why put them on TV for no reason?
Yeah, I guess so. And these guys aren't spring chickens anymore either. But like, dude, like one of them could have like a freaking broken finger right now. He's like, yo, I broke my finger the other day. It's like, all right, chill out. But we're gonna be in Detroit in a few weeks, so you should at least you should at least show up.
Yep.
And that'll be a good pop for you guys.
So are we both saying the Young Bucks on this one?
Yeah, I guess so. Hey, and also knowing, like, being a promoter, it might be like, hey, listen, Tony, like, now that everybody knows our 90 days are up, like, bro, I'm getting like 8 emails a day. Can we just like debut on the show so everybody knows we have a contract, and then like, I can let my finger heal? They'd be like, sure, okay. That's like a fantasy scenario, but I swear to God, that would be happening. They're like, bro, every toothless promoter from bum F nowhere, please.
And especially that
at least put up the graphic.
Especially that MFer from Demand Lucha keeps bothering me.
Yes, exactly. Right, Patrick, please. Come on, dude.
What else we got? We got the men's casino gauntlet match for a future AEW World Championship match. So far, we have Andrade, El Idolo, MJF, Tommaso Ciampa, Chris Jericho, and many more.
Yes. Does anybody else like said they're going to be in it? Any of like the demand guys? No.
That's it for
all right. It could go anyway. I don't think it should be Andrade or MJF because it's like this whole build has been about them. Thing. Maybe, but their thing should be that they screw each other over in this match, and then that leads to more matches after this. Like they're like, hey, we don't want to be undercard. Let's be involved in this thing, and then we screw each other over. So now we move on to another program, and then somebody else can win this thing. And I don't think, but like it has to be somebody that of importance, right?
Yeah.
So there's a couple of options. One option I was hearing.
Ilya Dragunov. Boom.
I think Dragunov will be in it myself. And him winning would be interesting. I think you've got Mox basically losing to McGuinness and then showing up in the gauntlet and winning. That's very Moxley. That's very Tony Khan. That's very Moxley in his ear. Like, okay, well, how long, I should get my match against Ospreay, because of all the Death Rider stuff. And he's finally like shunned me and whatnot. So I win this thing. And then I have my match against Will Ospreay. Not that he needs that, but that leads into that. And then, maybe McGuinness might like try and challenge him since he's got the content. I like think there's other people there for him to fight. But if you get that Moxley kind of thing out of the way to a degree, because he that has to happen, right? So
yeah, I kind of like that. All right, so you're gonna go with Moxley. I'm gonna go with I just don't know. I'm gonna go with
not really going with Moxley. Just I have no clue. It would be nice. It would be nice if it ended within the first like 8 entrants. It would be nice if they made a big deal out of it being number 1 or 2 is such an important number, and then making it a number. It's like when they finally had the Undertaker win the Rumble at number 30, and then within like a 5-year span, they had all the winners come within those last numbers to like finally for all these, like they literally spent 30 years saying how number 30 is the most important number, and nobody anywhere close. Like number 28 would win on occasion, but number 30 never won. So they were constantly putting over this thing that never happened as the greatest thing that could happen to you.
Mhm.
And so they finally were like, hey, we have to have this happen
At
right?
some point.
So I feel like they're getting to the point where, especially since it's a new and slightly confusing concept, it's not that confusing. Like if you're not an idiot, you get it. But there's a lot of idiots out there, and a lot of people, they're like, why is it important that why do they want to be first or second? They need to get this over quick. They need to get this over with people better, and they need to get it over quick.
I just think they're having too many of these matches. I feel like every other pay-per-view there's one of these.
Really? Isn't it only with All In or with?
No, they've been doing this. They've been doing this even on Dynamite TV.
All right. Well, then I guess nobody should be listening to me at all.
No, I'm not saying no. I agree with you. It's still a new concept. They're just doing it too much.
No, I just mean obviously I don't know what I'm fucking talking about. I thought they only did it once a year. So I was like, hey, but yeah, if they're doing it more often, then they should definitely, if they are throwing them out all the time, like, hey, next Wednesday on Dynamite, we're doing a Casino Gauntlet match, and you're doing these things all the time. Well, then, yeah, you should definitely have some guy who comes out number 3, and the first and second guy are fighting it out, and it's a big deal that they got number 1 and 2, and then number 3 comes out, and it's like John Silver, and he bumps both of them and does his double bicep and then gets O'Connor rolled 1, 2, 3, and the guy who got bam, that's it. You only get 3 people. The guy who drew number 1 wins. MJF's running away laughing, and everybody's like, what the hell? And he's like, hey. And it's like, oh, that's Tony. You can hear Tony Schiavone being like, oh my God, important it is to get number 1, Excalibur. Blah, blah, blah.
Since April 2024, they've had 12 of them.
All right, I stand corrected, or I stand agreeing with you. All right, well, let's move on.
Continental Challenge Cup final for the AEW Continental Championship. Jon Moxley versus Nigel McGuinness. We already talked about this. We both think Nigel's going to win. So we're just going to move on. Tag team match for the AEW Women's World Tag Team Championship. They got Divine Dominion versus the Brawling Birds.
Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious what's happening here. This is one of the first matches that they almost solidified with the fans, but then didn't put the graphic out for another 2 months. We all knew this was happening. We all knew it was happening here. That it's time. We need Megan Bayne and Lena Cross in other divisions. Bayne would make a great TNT, or Cross would make a great TNT challenger for whoever.
TBS.
Yeah, the TBS, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. So yeah, and I think it's time here. And Windsor needs to go home with her title belt with her man at the end of the night. Although, will she?
Oh.
Okay, let's go.
Falls Count Anywhere match for the AEW TNT Championship. Kevin Knight versus Darby Allin.
Yeah, this is the didn't need to happen match for me, but I can understand why they're there. I can't see why Darby Allin doesn't need it. They're trying to get Kevin Knight over as F. So I guess Kevin Knight over. I don't know what to say. I don't really care. Maybe get Steve Borden involved. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe hey, Darby Allin's been training him. I think that Kevin Knight had a segment with him or said something to him backstage. I saw something on another social media thing where Steve Borden, so
I forgot about him.
Get him involved, get Sting showing up, dude, big pop. Whatever.
It's all in. You might as well.
Yeah.
3-way match for the AEW International Championship. Kyle Fletcher, Takeshita Okada.
Takeshita, I think maybe they only took it off him because of the G1.
Yeah.
I think Fletcher should be moving on to taking on Ospreay after Moxley. I don't know, Okada could win, and then Okada could be challenging. See, this is one thing we haven't gotten to the main event here, but the main event is obviously Omega and Ospreay. I'm going to go with Takeshita here and maybe Okada. I think it's time for Fletcher to lose it, although, he get probably more hometown than these other two guys, but I think he needs to move on to bigger things. But once again, I don't know.
I agree. It should be, I'm just going to say, for the sake of things, let's give it to Okada. Okada's always better with a belt. AEW World Trios Championship, Hangman Adam Page and Bro Dido versus to be announced. Will we see Swerve and New Day here?
Yes, I think so. Now, to be announced has been announced to a degree. Dogs are in.
Yes.
Bullet Club, Bang Bang are in. Swerve is obviously in. I don't know why they're saying to be announced. Swerve's I'm going to be there with my people. So, yeah, and I think you're going to see Daybreak, whatever they're called, showing up here. And, of course, they're going to have to win it. It's an undercard title. There's no reason why they shouldn't. And I think it's very benevolent of Swerve to, work with his boy, since his boy can't have the world title. And this puts all these guys over, gets them all on the card. Some people might say that New Day, if they show up, deserve a better spot. But I think this is fine. You know, if Dragunov's going to be in the gauntlet, New Day's going to be here. This will be awesome.
Okay, before we go to the main event, anyone else you think may make an appearance?
Has to be 3 of them, right? You could get like a homegrown kind of thing. You know, if it's an open challenge. So if it's a gauntlet type thing, or it's
I just mean in general. I mean in general, and All In. Whatever appearance, whatever match, whatever have you, is anyone.
It'd be nice if they get the freaking grizzled young vets in here somewhere tonight, since they're on contract.
Yeah,
hopefully they're going to do a ROH show or 2 while they're over there. Trying to think who else they got that would be really over here, but I don't know. It's a full card. I don't think you're going to see Danielson. The guy's doing hyperbolic chambers after like flying like 5 or 6 states over. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think he's going to England for this shit. So McGuinness gets to shine. It would be great if he won the Continental title and pulled like a Buddy Rogers, like couldn't have to a nicer guy. It couldn't happen. Like if he had his title on his shoulder and he's got his trophy and the streamers and it's Wembley and they're like, McGuinness, you did it. And he'd just be like, that's right. Fuck Daniel Bryan, eh? I did it, Ryan. Enjoy your hyperbolic chamber, you twat. Okay. Oh, McGuinness, buy the shirt.
Amazing.
You know? I'd be into it.
AEW World Championship, Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay.
You know, it'd be really fun if Omega was over, but I think it's an Ospreay moment.
It's Ospreay. It has to be Ospreay. It feels almost like the world. This is almost like Cody Roman part 2. Right?
Yeah, I guess so. To a degree. I mean, I didn't like the promos and stuff. So first of all, I like where Kenny Omega is going right now. And if he kind of goes back babyface quickly after, then the next time, if there's a next time that he gets to the championship or in that, so it'd be all like, no, it's like the one ring. It's like, it always taints you, Kenny, you know, and he loves video games, like the way he talks and all that stuff. So he can like lean into it. Just be like, every time I get the gold, you know, Eddie Kingston's whole like, you know, thing with the grand championship at Chicago. He's like, you know, like, Tommaso Ciampa even, right? Sylvie, Goldie. It would be fun if it was all like they start to acknowledge, like, if you get it, it's like the Matrix of Leadership or like the Crystal for whatever I'm trying to remember the DC villain right now. But anyways, yeah, if he acknowledges the fact that the title turns him evil. But I think it was, these promos. It's not like these matches didn't happen, and it's not like the footage they're showing isn't real, and they did have their Wrestle Kingdom match and all that stuff. But like Will Ospreay's journey through New Japan was not about Kenny Omega. It was about Okada. It was them both in chaos, and Okada bringing him into chaos, and then him like the second time he won the Super Juniors when he was like had his speech at the end of it, and he was just the first thing he said a few things with his Cockney accent, like blah 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 blah, tried to say some Japanese, and then he just paused and he just went Okada, and the whole crowd went like whoa, and he was like, I'm coming for you, and like that, to me, that was their thing, and they haven't really done any of it here. And yeah, Kenny was there and they had their matches and whatnot, but the way he was all like, I always wanted to be you, be a better version of you, those lines in those promos, like they could have had their conflict, but there was no leader of the Bullet Club thing like he's had with other people and Jay White and other guys. And they did have their conflicts and they had their matches, but it was never a like, you're my mentor or I want to be like you or you're my hero. No, that all came from Okada. He was always looking for Okada's approval the whole time and then challenging Okada. That was the story. So like, I think they've done some like retcon WWE shit here, which is classic AEW to look at our history and how can we build on what exists. You know, I'm coming for revenge from the Tokyo Dome. Like that stuff doesn't happen in WWE. But I feel like they unreeled it a bit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They twisted, they retconned it a little too much. I feel like, okay, I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. But this is good though. This is good stuff. This will be a great match.
Should be a great match. Should be a match of the year contender. I'll be surprised if it's not. But I think we're both going with Will Ospreay on this one. Anything you want to say before we call it a night?
You know, notice how there's You said there's 9 matches here. This is not going to be as long as other cards. Wembley has like a hard out. They have to be out by like 5:30 local time or something like that. It's going to be a daytime show over there. I don't know. I'm trying to remember what it is exactly.
Nighttime.
They have a hard out curfew on this venue.
10:30.
So like it's not going to be super long. What was that?
It's 10:30, 11 when they have to be out. Hard stop.
So I guess that maybe it was the 5 p.m. was what our time, I guess is what I heard. Time. Okay, so there you go. But yeah, so there you go, man. You want to go live on Sunday right after? We'll be like, "What's up, man?" It's like it's 6 o'clock. Yeah, we good. Yeah. So pending. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. If not, we'll talk about it on next week's show. If not, we'll just use that show. We'll figure everything out.
I might go live even without you. You go ahead and have your drinks. Party with your friends. Go hang out with Trish Stratus. I
ain't partying with anyone.
A live all day.
What am I doing this week?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
At Hutch Henry's. Check out some of my new videos. And check out at Demand Lucha. The first live broadcast is there. Very badly color-corrected cameras and all the weird hype stuff I do between matches that you don't get to usually see in the edited version. Usually you get like good footage. This is awful, crappy footage. Isn't that awesome? How indie of us. It's all coming up, Millhouse. You want to slum it with Demand Lucha? Now's the time. Please go there.
A+ Productions, where you can find all of the info for this show. Go to your favorite podcasting app and search for A+ Wrestling. Hit that subscribe. Leave a review. We want to hear from you. Facebook.com and search for A+ Productions. That is the best place to go. As always, you've been listening to A+ Wrestling here on KPHR Hamilton and on YouTube.com at Hutch Henry's. Thank you so much for listening. On behalf of the entire crew, muchas gracias, but most importantly, stay tranquilo.